what I would say is, if you consider what a multiverse is asking you to believe in, it's asking you to believe that there are infinitely many causally unconnected universes, of which we exist in one, which has the particular set of conditions required for. Let's take a step back. Not even just for life to exist, but if the gravitational constant, which is the strength of the gravitational force, is slightly different, matter cannot clump together. So the universe either turns back into a ball, so the expansion kind of halts and comes back, or it accelerates away so rapidly that you can't even get bits of matter to stick together. So no planets, no stars, nothing. We just have kind of dust.
Right.
So take that even further and then think about the other conditions required for life to form. It's a very, very unique universe that we live in. But the reason I mentioned causally unconnected, what that means is, if you study physics or even philosophy, things which are causally unconnected are outside the realm of scientific investigation. So if something is causally unconnected, essentially it cannot influence me and I cannot influence it. And to use that language means that in my understanding of the multiverse, you have to I don't think it's empirically verifiable, if that makes sense. You can't verify, in the same way you cannot verify the existence of God empirically. You cannot do scientific investigations. You could construct a theory, and I think people do this. They construct very elaborate theories using mathematics, etc., about how the multiverse could exist and whatnot. But they're no different to something like the Kalam cosmological argument, or some which are based on certain logical principles, to use that language. And then you have to ask yourself again, Paul, the question that we've said before: do you want to believe in God? Are you willing to accept the existence of God, which is what Professor Polkinghorne is kind of referring to there?
Yes.
Or do you want to, and if you think about Occam's razor, for example, as something that people cite in the West as this kind of, William of Ockham was actually, I think, a Christian, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's an Englishman as well. But anyway,
yes. But anyway, they speak about this kind of thing. Believe in the simplest explanation as the best one.
Yes, don't necessarily multiple explanations. The simplest one.
Yes, I think the multiverse. Right, the multiverse is something that you can construct in order to avoid the most intuitive conclusion, which is that yes, we are special, and there is a specialness to our universe and to human beings. And this is one thing that's symptomatic, I think, of an atheistic position.
Right.
Is this idea that everything is coincidental and that human beings aren't special, we aren't special, nothing is special, nothing is sacred. It's a very unromantic, very grey, colourless view of the world, which doesn't fit well with human intuition. If you want to use language like fitra, intuition is, I think, suitable in this place, where if you just look at the magnificence of creation, intuitively, internalize it, the Quranic injunction, look at the sky, how we've made it without rifts and how we've adorned it. If you simply gaze at the stars, and this is why so many cosmologists were religious, because they looked at the universe and they saw beauty, real beauty, an intuitive, internal, aesthetic sense of how magnificent it is. And even if you take cold beauty, which I refer to as kind of how wonderfully fine-tuned the universe is, those numbers that are precise to 100 decimal places, and that if you change the last decimal place, the universe doesn't form the way we need it to exist. That's a type of beauty as well.